Hello everyone, welcome to Timsy Naked Tarot, or welcome back if you are a regular viewer. Today we are doing a twin flame soul cycle read. This is spurring off the full moon in Capricorn, the second one we had. In the all signs overview I done for that, your particular runner, which was a Sagittarius, which you should know from the title, had the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is like a leaving things behind and starting over energy. Maybe finally figuring out something which is wrong and that brings a calmer energy to them or something like that. Okay, so let's cut the deck and see what the divine... Oh, I better tell you how we're doing the cards. This is going to be the past, present, and past, present, and future energies for your divine masculine Sagittarian, and this is the past, present, and future energies for you, the viewer, the divine feminine. Okay, and then obviously the respective cards next to them will be the clarifiers. Okay, so we got the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is the movement I was talking about. They're leaving something behind, moving on to something new and something fresh. They could be leaving absolutely everything behind. If they turned up at your door, it would just be literally them with the clothes on their back saying, I want to start something with you. I've got nothing. Okay. Do mind out, that could be a case of somehow they've lost everything and they're using you as possibly someone who's got something. You might not be rich, you might only have a tiny one-bedroom flat, but it's more than nothing, isn't it? Okay. And the Lovers card, well, that's kind of just like throwing that little bit out the window. They are coming to you from a point of love. But again, the universe could have manipulated this so they've got nothing. They've lost everything, and the only thing which sustaining them at the moment is the faults of you. Okay, while I'm shuffling for this, I will just point out that this is a general read. It may or may not resonate with you. Not everyone is in a twin flame soul cycle, for one thing. Maybe you're working from a different aspect of your birth chart. Maybe they're working from a different aspect of their birth chart. Maybe they are Sagittarius by sun or moon or rising, but perhaps they are working from a totally different aspect when it comes to this soul cycle. Okay. Oh, look, the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck as well, just so we know that this is the right read. Okay, so I'm sure I might have said other things from there. Yeah, it may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you, that's fantastic. Please like this video. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down at any point. I don't mind, but just drop in the comments why you did. Okay, so we have got an Ace of Cups, we have got Three of Pentacles, and we have got the Page of Wands for the past, present, and future energies of this twin flame soul cycle for them. Let's have a quick look at yours. You've got the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck for you. So there is some sort of choice to be made. It's your choice. It's up to you. And you might just shut that door in their face and say, well, it's hard luck, isn't it? See you later. You might let them in. You might at least talk to them. And there's the Chariot driving on forward. Okay. Winning against all the odds. You might have written this person off and thought, nah, they're never going to come to me. Maybe I weren't even in a twin flame soul cycle. And then the knock on the door and there they are. Okay. So that's the energy. It's also an energy of Cancer, apparently. I don't really subscribe to all that, like cards in the tarot deck relating with astrology cards, because, well, sometimes you do the read and you could have absolutely anything coming out, depending on how deep and how connected you put your cards to these star signs. Okay, so let's have a quick look at your energies as well while we're here. We've got the Four of Cups. We have got the Ace of Cups. Let's see how. This is why we use different decks to do this, because the Ace of Cups needed to come out twice. Okay, and last of all, we have got the Eight of Cups for you as well. And on the bottom of the deck, oh, we've got the World for you at the bottom of the deck. Isn't that such a wonderful thing? This is a new beginning. It could be the beginning of a new cycle, a beginning of a new phase of the cycle. It could be just a totally new beginning. You might just shut the door in their face because, well, you've realised that despite the fact that you are head over heels for this person and you can't stop thinking about this person and their thoughts always intrude on your thoughts and all that, yeah, you've managed life without them and you've decided, I want to see what else there is out there, or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to clear my throat quickly and put you on pause. Okay, so for those regular viewers who watch my reads, not religiously, but you watch every one of my reads, even though it might not be anything to do with you, I know there are some people out there that do that, then yeah, my rib is a lot better. It's not fully healed yet, but it's getting there. It don't hurt nowhere near as much, or I've got used to it. Okay, so you're a Sagittarian in the past. Yeah, love. They had new love. But this might not be for you. They might have just recently entered a new relationship with someone else. They might have, I don't know. They could have recently had a child with someone. Okay, it could be a new love like that. But they did have a lot of love, and well, you or they met you, and you started filling their empty cup, filling it with love, showing them what love is actually meant to be like, what real love is. Unconditional love. Okay, so there we go. There's the first card comes out. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so they weren't really free to pursue this connection at the time. Okay, there's many different reasons why they couldn't do it. Okay, it could be that they were, as I said, just recently involved with someone else. Maybe they've just recently had a child with someone. Okay, and they were trying to commit to that because, well, for the child's sake, lots of people do that, don't they? Maybe they were in a financially good place. Maybe they had just started a new job, which was going to make them have to move across to the other side of the country, different country, who knows? But they just weren't in a place to pursue it. Yeah, they might have felt everything. They might have thought, they might have even thought, wow, this is like a love at first sight moment. This doesn't happen every day. But they thought, I can't do it. I'm tied somehow. Okay, they were conflicted by it. Okay, the Judgment. They saw it for what it was. With the Judgment card coming out there, and the oh, Jesus. So yeah, okay, your Sagittarians, really, 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 really wanted it. Okay, but as I said, they couldn't have it. They were committed to something else, committed to someone else. This could be a family relationship. This could be a religious commitment. Maybe they were Jewish and you were Catholic, and they thought, well, it's not just going to work. Maybe they were Muslim and you're a Sikh. I don't know. But it was a case of, yeah, this can't be had. I can't have this. They wanted it for the Five of Wands there, the conflict. And with Judgment, Judgment next to the Five of Wands is changing that conflict to more of a testing conflict to see if they were ready. The Judgment card is the test, basically. You go through the major arcana, you reach Judgment. It's the second from last card, the penultimate card in the major arcana, if you will. And it's to see if you are ready to move on, to see if you've learned your lessons, to see if you can pass the test. So this is more of a test. It's that the universe was kind of saying, I'm going to throw you the twin flame now to see if you're ready to put everything on one side, to see if you're ready to drop all your other ties and move on to something totally new, literally starting from scratch. The Six of Cups there is a soul contract card. This is something that they and you agreed upon before you came onto this plane of existence and actually started all this malarkey. It's hard work. All those cups in this picture have all got vines growing out, and grapevines are notoriously hard to grow. It's a strange plant because its foliage actually inhibits the fruit from growing. Okay, it grows too much leaves and it hides the fruit from the sun, and the fruit needs the sun to ripen. So that's why it's so one of the reasons it's so hard to grow grapes, especially if you're just one of these gardeners who just let things go. You can actually see it's a whole exchange of contracts there. This one in blue is handing over a vessel, so to speak, and the other one's handing over a heart. Okay, it's like, you have my heart, I have your soul, that sort of thing. it is also the card of the Twin Flame Soul Cycle. It's one of many of the cards of the Twin Flame Soul Cycle. We saw the Lovers come out of this deck. That's one of them. Two of Cups is another. Six of Cups is another. Okay, so let's have a look at yours. Oh, let's do a clarifying card on here, shall we? Shall we see what the clarifying card is? Ah, the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they really, 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 really wanted this. Not just on a loving level, not just on the whole Twin Flame level. They recognised the situation for what it was. There was something holding them back. There was something pulling on them. Now, the Knight of Wands is linked to the King of Wands. The King of Wands would be the one to order the Knight through. The King of Wands is quite often seen as the ego card. So maybe it is a little bit egotistical of them. I can't drop any of these. I'm committed to them. I'm loyal to certain things, that sort of thing. Okay, and their ego is stopping them from actually breaking their own unwritten contracts they have made with people. Yeah, they couldn't send the Knight forth to go for its target. Now, when the Knight is going for its target, it's all about self-passion. Okay, when it's the right way up, it's seen as a player card. It's seen as someone who rushes in, gets what they want, and then just disappears off and finds something else they want. Okay. But the fact it's in reverse is, again, it's telling me it's something being held back. Something was holding them back from charging forth and actually having what they really, really wanted with you. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck on this, before I start it, it's the Six of Swords. Interesting. Okay, right. Oh, let me know on the sound quality. If you would be so kind, because I have recently changed my mic. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, let me know if there's anything bad or good with my sound quality since I have changed. Okay, so we have got the Queen of Spears coming out. Now that's the Queen of Wands, and that's in reverse. So we have got Temperance coming out for you as well. We have got the Knight of Coins, which would be Pentacles, and we have got the Nine of Coins in reverse as well, right on top of the other Nine of Pentacles in reverse. But if you're any form of mathematician, let me know what the odds of that happening is. Okay, there's got to be some formula to work it out. I'm not that good a mathematician. I would imagine it's extremely high. Okay, you had the Four of Cups. This is, again, your past energy, like the first meeting. The Four of Cups is, sometimes it's a card of disappointment, sometimes it's a card of not seeing what the universe is offering you. And sometimes it's like sort of thinking, I've got three things, but I need a fourth. And that's what this is. It's not so much the disappointing side of it and all that. It was the fact that you were recognizing, I needed something else in my life. And here it is. You were probably in a position where you thought everything was fine in your life. You thought it was all good, but there was this like something in the pit of your stomach which was just saying, I just need something else. I don't quite know what it is. And then the universe threw this in front of you, and you'd gone like, yeah, that is it. That is what I do need. Now, the Queen of Spears in reverse is sort of talking about the fact that maybe you come off the image trail, so to speak. This was just you thought this could be the sort of person, this could be the sort of relationship where I don't have to make sure I wake up an hour before they do to put my face on, okay? Or I don't have to get up like earlier in the morning and go down and make a cup of tea for them, because I know that they will just accept whatever I do. Okay, with the Temperance in reverse, in the upright, this is realizing that you had actually been waiting for this for quite a long time. Like when it suddenly appeared into your life, you suddenly had this like moment, like when you were reading through a manuscript to find some information, and you suddenly found that information, and you suddenly sort of go, oh, at last, that's it, that's the bit I needed. If you're doing some sort of like, I don't know, coursework or schoolwork or something like that way back when, and you finally found the bit of information you needed out of the books, because you have to remember, not everyone just had the internet at their fingertips when they were growing up. Okay, the Knight of Coins in reverse is it's kind of like the Temperance. The waiting was over. Yeah, the Knight of Coins is a very slow energy. It's a practical energy. It's a building things up, gradually getting things ready before embarking on the journey, so to speak. It's like packing your clothes before you go on holiday, putting everything in the car apart from the kids the night before, so everything's ready to go when you just jump in the car, making sure you got your passport and everything, so when you get to the airport, all you have to do is show your tickets, show the passport, and board the plane. Okay, sometimes in the long run it makes it a fast energy, okay, because you've planned for every eventuality, what might happen along the journey goes smooth and quick, so it is a big build up to it and then a quick outcome to it. In reverse, this is kind of saying that, well, it's either saying this just stopped you in your tracks totally, or it's saying that everything you had been building to was for this moment. Okay, and then we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You weren't in a place to pursue this either. Okay, you were kind of thrust into this by the universe, even though you may not have been ready for it. Maybe you were committed to someone else. Maybe you had other commitments. Maybe, again, maybe you were a Hindu and they were a Muslim. Maybe you were Catholic and they were Jewish. Okay, anything like that. Maybe it's an age difference. Maybe it's a social difference. Okay, maybe you are on one side of the tracks, they're on the other. You're rich, they're poor, whatever it may have been for you. The universe didn't really care about any of that. It was like, well, look, it's time for their test. I'm going to pop you there and see if they take it. Because although you didn't think you were ready, you actually were. With Temperance there in the upright, you were. You had done all the research, and you were ready to actually get on with the journey and stop prepping for the journey. Okay, the Ten of Swords and Traitor. Look up at the top. This is the moment that your Sagittarian ran from you. This could possibly also be a divine masculine connection. Okay, a lot of the tarot readers on YouTube, they deal with the divine feminine, you, the viewer, and the divine masculine, them, the person you're not with, the person you're watching these tarot reads for. Okay, now I tend to just go that little step beyond and think, well, you've got two parties. You've got a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Now, you can quite easily have an awoken divine masculine and a divine feminine who doesn't realize what they're in, an asleep divine feminine, so to speak. So basically the roles are reversed. You can have divine feminines and divine feminines, and divine masculines and divine masculines. Why not? Yeah, it can happen. Now, this could be a divine masculine dynamic. Now, normally I would do all these dynamics at the end, but if they're coming out in the read like that, they're coming out in the read like that. I believe my Gemini read I done on this particular one, it was they are an asleep divine feminine and an awoken divine masculine, because that was the dynamics of the cards coming out, the dynamics of the energy. So anyway, you felt betrayed, you felt done over, you felt like at that point when Sagittarius decided they couldn't keep doing this or just ran from you, you may have felt like you want nothing to do with that person ever again. Right, so let's have a look at this Three of Pentacles. In the current energies right now, there is this energy of wanting something new, wanting to work on something new, wanting to work with someone new. Now that someone new could quite easily be you. Maybe this person hasn't actually been with you in any way, shape or form. Maybe it was just a chance meeting and your souls recognized each other. So we got the Queen of Pentacles coming out in the upright there. We got the Ace of Cups again. And this is again why we use different decks of cards to do clarifiers and things. We got the Emperor and we got the Hierophant. There you go. What are the odds of them going back together after the thousands, hundreds of thousands of shuffles this deck may have had? They've managed to get back to where they should be when you first get the deck. Interesting. Okay, hopefully that was the last time I had to clear my throat. So the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is saying that they are, like what you, when I said here, you were quite happy in your life the way it was, but you had this naggy little feeling that there was something missing. Yeah. And I really should get a camera set up on me, because I was literally holding my hands into my stomach when I was saying that. The Queen of Pentacles It's saying that I'm happy where I am at the moment. Not to say that if something better came along, I would take the opportunity to advance myself up or to improve my lot in life. It's just saying I'm quite happy where I am at the moment. She's now sitting there looking at a gold ring. All because I say she doesn't mean your person's a he or she. It's just a she on the card. It's like a feminine energy. And she's looking at the gold ring. Maybe that is like, well, that's my opportunity. That's where I could improve my life if I could. Okay, and we all know what a single gold ring represents, don't we? But she's also looking towards the Ace of Cups, this love card. Okay, and perhaps she's thinking, well, my horn of love is not as full as it could be, or the person drinking from my horn of love isn't the person I want to be drinking from my horn of love. She's holding it up. It could be in a celebration or cheers type thing, but it could also be a plead to the heavens. Please give me what I really want in this horn. What I have in there at the moment is not what I want. Okay, we got an Emperor coming out and the Hierophant. Now, these do go hand in hand with each other. It's the Emperor and the Emperor's advisor. Okay, so they feel in control of the situation at the moment. They, even though it's kind of like strongly driven by the universe with two major arcanas coming out back to back there, and these particular two major arcanas coming out back to back, they feel like they're in a position of power. They feel like they're the ones who are waiting for you to come in, which is right. That's kind of like how the divine masculine would be feeling. Okay, but maybe they're getting advice of someone else, because like, if you look at that Hierophant there, he's holding his hand up to his chin and he's kind of like in a thinking pose. Maybe this isn't working. Maybe we should, I don't know, try a different tactic, perhaps. So that's what that is. They're currently sitting there waiting for you. They feel that they're in charge of the situation. They feel like perhaps even they might want to take control of something more established within their life. Maybe a marriage or something. Now let's do your crossing card for them as well. The Queen of Cups in reverse. They're not talking to anyone about how they're feeling at the moment. They're not talking to you. They're not conversing with you and how they feel. But they're also not telling anyone else. They're not telling, if they're with someone else, they're not telling them that they love them either. Okay? If it's a family dynamic, what was holding them back, they're not talking to their family about how they feel about you. Okay? They feel things for you, but it's all held in. All right. Okay. So there. Now let's see what this Ace of Cups on your side is about. Now, your Ace of Cups could quite literally be, I've met someone new. I've started building a life with someone else because this soul cycle thing is just not working. Okay, so we have got the Seven of Swords. We have got the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have got the Four of Coins. And we have got the Moon in reverse. Okay, so we have got the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords is a card of theft. For some of them, they've got this Ace of Cups and it's filling up. You've got this Ace of Cups, not them. You've got this Ace of Cups and it's filling up. But you feel that maybe something's been stolen from you. An opportunity has been denied you or something like that. For others of you, it could literally be a change in your tactics. Okay. Now, the idea of all this particular depiction on this card is Sam there is stealing his father's great sword. Okay, it's kind of like the heirloom. Now, he should be receiving that. He was the firstborn son of his father, so it should pass to him as he takes over the rulership of the house when his father dies. But his father has disowned him because his father sees him as a weak, useless mass. Okay, and so he steals that sword and then he goes off to the Night's Watch. Okay, if you've watched your Game of Thrones, you will know what I'm going on about. This is my Game of Thrones deck. That's what we're clarifying with for you. But he also changes the tactics of things. Yeah. Now, when his father dies, it doesn't really matter who his father says is in charge of the house. To the rest of the world, Sam has that house's great sword. So they will just automatically assume that he is now the leader of the house. Change the tactics, change the way things work. And that could be like what you're doing. You're changing the way things work. Maybe you are in this twin flame dynamic and everything should be going as it goes, but you're now throwing in your free will to the whole situation. I'm not sitting here waiting anymore. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that, and screw the universe and screw that Sagittarian. Okay, and some of you might literally want to screw that Sagittarian, but that's a totally different story. And so you're going, right, okay, that's it. I'm off. I'm going to find something new. I'm going to invest my energies into someone or something new. The Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords is like the truth coming in, a message out of nowhere when it's in the upright. But in the reverse, it's kind of talking about the fact that, yeah, you know this is not quite right. You know this is like a little bit wrong. You're not moving quite as fast as you wanted to, okay, on this. Every time you take a step forward, you are then doubting you're doing the right thing. Because you got the Four of Coins there. Now, the Four of Coins coming after that is the fact that you're still hanging on to the old energy, okay? You're refusing to let go of what was in the past, how you felt in the past, what all this up here felt like. Remember, you felt the Ten of Swords when it came to an end. You felt that you had been betrayed. You felt that this other person was a traitor to you. You felt like it was all over. You felt like someone had stuck 10 swords into your back. Not just into your back, all pointing into your heart. Okay? So, yeah, there was a lot of something there for you when it all went wrong. Remember, the love and hate, they are very, very similar frequencies, to the point where most people can't actually tell the difference between them. If you hate someone with that much passion, you love them with that much passion as well. You're hanging on to it still. That's what's stopping you from stopping this Knight from charging forward, revealing to the world that you're over this and you're moving on. You're trying, and again, that's one of the reasons you feel like it's all being stolen from you as well. Yes, all this was stolen from you, and now your choices of doing other things is being stolen from you because it just doesn't feel right. The Moon in reverse is actually, it's the revealing of the road. The more you actually try to pull away from this energy, the more you're being sucked into it, and the more the whole thing is starting to reveal itself to you through the darkness you're walking, and your eyes are finally adjusting to the darkness, and you're starting to actually make out more shapes, more things, and you can start to see where you're going from the moonlight. But the problem being, you're still trying to rebel away from this. You're still trying to put away from it, and it's the kind of like the energy of a divine masculine. So again, I'm starting to feel that this may be a divine masculine read. Okay, and so we got the Three of Swords coming out for you, and it's in reverse. It's a good thing when it's in reverse. Now, remember, I said the 10 swords were all plunged into your back and they all felt like they went into your heart. Well, 7 of them have dropped out now. Oh shit, look, 7 swords have dropped out now. You've just got those last 3, and then gradually you're healing from it. The pain of all this betrayal you felt you had is starting to subside. Some of it may be through doing this action here, like ignoring the twin flame soul cycle and doing your own thing. Yeah, getting a little bit of sexual healing, maybe, things like that. Or that could be the thing that is leaving those 3 swords in your heart, because every time you do that, you have that tang of, oh, I really wish this was Sagittarius. Okay, so, oh look, the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Spears underneath that. Your passionate new beginning. What's underneath that? Let's just have a quick look. Oh, Judgment in reverse. You're not passing your tests, are you? You keep doing the same thing. Are you keep chasing the same sort of person all the time? Okay, the Two of Swords, the Two of Spears, the Two of Wands. Yeah, you're faced with decision. We saw that in the crossing or the cutting cards we had. And then your Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, the future you're pursuing at the moment is not the future you should be on. Which leads me nicely into my next round of reads, actually, which we're not going to come straight off that. I would imagine, I wouldn't say imagine or anything like that. I would suggest you go and watch that for your sign, because that'll be for your sign when I do them next, because I'm doing your future path and your manifestations for my next load of reads I do. Okay, so right, I'm sorry if you hear any weird noises in the background. That might be one of my sons snoring his head off. Okay, so we got, yes, it's my tarot reads. Yes, it's lulled him to sleep. I never used to read to them to get them to sleep when they were young. I just gave them tarot reads. No, I didn't read them. I didn't read tarots when they were children. Okay, don't get me wrong. I was into all that stuff. I saw palm reading, tea leaves, future, scrying, all that sort of stuff. But I didn't actually practice it, so to speak, back then. Right, so we have got the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, this is taking any opportunity what comes our way. That's how they are feeling at the moment. As soon as an opportunity presents itself, I'm going to be on it. I'm going to be on it like a carp on it, okay, with you. Now, we had the Queen of Cups in reverse earlier. We've now got the King of Cups coming out of in the upright. But we have now got Temperance in reverse. They had, no, you had Temperance in the upright earlier. Now I'm going to have to clear my throat again, which is annoying. Okay, so pop that there and clear my throat. Maybe all this throat clearing is actually something for you to take note of. Someone's actually trying to tell you something, okay? Clearing your throat, you're trying to get something out all the time. Okay, maybe it's phlegm. Maybe you're not interested in what they're trying to tell you, but maybe someone is trying to tell you something. Maybe you have, well, maybe it's the universe trying to talk to you and you're not paying any attention, but maybe you actually got someone who's trying to advise you in which directions to go. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's your best friend, but you're not listening to them. You think it's a load of phlegm coming out, so to speak, a load of dross coming out of their mouth, and you're not paying any attention to them. Again, a very masculine thing to do, isn't it? Okay, so we have got the King of Cups in the upright. We've got the Temperance card in reverse. We have got the Nine of Cups in reverse for them, and we have got the Knight of Cups. Right, now the King of Cups is normally a card of indecision, okay, but in this particular case it's not. It's a card of they have decided. It's the King of Cups. It has as much love as that Queen of Cups has, which we saw crossing in reverse. Now I said they're feeling things for you currently. In the future that evolves into the King of Cups making a decision, finally going for it. Now he's looking at that cup, but there's a load of fish jumping out of it. Now the fish are like fantasies, imaginings, if you will, and sometimes it can be a big load of nothing, like a red herring. And this is where their indecision is still there slightly from the King of Cups. They're not 100% sure you're going to actually receive them. Yeah, as I said right at the beginning, they might bang on your door any minute now. Nothing in their hands, just the clothes on their back saying, let's do this. It's you I've always wanted. Can we make a go of this? But those fish, which he's imagining jumping out of that cup, is you turning around and saying, well, you had your chance 4 years ago. Bye. Yeah? A little bit unsure. But they're tired of waiting. They feel strong enough to get going, to get moving with it. They feel like they've got the courage. They want to charge forth and do this. They don't want to wait any longer. With the Nine of Cups in reverse, as I said, maybe some of this is nothing to do with the love they feel for you and the passion they feel for you. Maybe they are still being a little bit of the divine masculine when they turn up at your door, if they turn up at your door, and literally using you because you have a place for them, because they can get back on their feet with you, because they know that you will help them back up on their feet. If nothing else, they feel all that for you. And so emotionally, maybe the emotions ain't quite to the surface yet of them to reveal it to you. As the Nine of Cups would go, is in the Star card, the minor arcana of the Star, the manifestations of life and all that. They don't realise that they've actually manifesting this situation. The reason they don't realise the reason they are manifesting the situation is because of this next card. Yeah, they're actually dreaming of a future with you, even if they don't realize they're dreaming of a future with you. Perhaps when they dream of the future, when they literally have a dream and it's of the future, it's really good for them. But the person they're with, they don't see the face of. So they see this, it could be a future with anyone, but what they're really doing is having a dream of you and the future of what life would be like with you. But the universe is like redacting information from them, saying, well, you just got to work out who this is with. Okay, the missing piece of the puzzle. Maybe when they see you face to face as you open the door, your face suddenly appears in their memory on that person from that dream. Okay, so that is kind of like them manifesting, but they don't realize they're manifesting with that nine of cups in reverse. And there is the strength card we were talking about. Well, we weren't talking about the strength card. We were talking about the strength with the temperance in reverse. I was talking about the strength. You're just listening. And so they've got the strength. They've got the strength to move forward. They've got the strength to do this. They've got the courage. But the backside of the strength card is the fear of failure, the fear of you slamming the door in their face. Okay, so that is the future energies around them. Basically, the future energies around them is the realization that they love you, they are loving you lots, but they may be approaching you in a position of not realizing you as you and what you are to them and all that. Okay, so your future energies, the Eight of Cups. Now, is this a movement towards this and embracing this divine connection you are in, or is this a rebellion and a removal away from it? So we got the Two of Spears. Remember, you had that in the cup cards. You had a choice to make and cut the Ace of Spears. Okay, we got the Judgment in reverse. This is looking familiar. This looks familiar to you? Yeah, that's because we looked at it on the bottom cards there. Yeah, again, you got to love tarot. Normally, the crossing card is what's driving the energy, and then everything what comes after. Everything what's crossing that is like the future energies. And now the future energy is coming out in the future place. And the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. So you have got the decision to make. You got the choice. It's in your hands. The universe is saying, well, you've actually done your bit in all this. Yeah. Judgment in reverse. Yeah, you may be doing things wrong currently with the way you're trying to get over that heartache, but here it's sort of saying, well, you don't, the door of judgment is open for you. You've done your bit. You've passed. You've chosen to linger back in this and not carry on. You made that choice, and now you've got to make the choice of what to do next. The Ace of Spears is the passionate new beginning. Okay, and I apologize for that noise as well. That would be my son's alarm going off. Right. Anyway, where did I get to? The passionate new beginning. Yeah, maybe it's the re-embracing of this soul cycle. Okay, there is like a representation of the sun in here. It is happiness. It is joy. It's not actually the real sun. It might be a fake happiness and fake joy that you think you're in at the moment. Maybe it's the realization. Maybe it's the realization